Hey traders, welcome to Elliott Wave Cafe. In today's episode, I'm going to talk about flat corrections. This is a crypto cowboy, so let's begin. Alright, so I'm going to start with a blank chart and I'm going to show you how many types of flat patterns there are. This is an important corrective pattern in the Elliott Wave world, and it's one that's very notorious because it can trick a lot of people. The way this thing shapes up, it's very interesting. So, as we all know, there are 5 core Elliott Wave patterns, and the flat corrective pattern is one of them. Alright, so here we go. We're going to start by looking at this. Let's say that we have a move, coming from the lows, and something goes to the highs up here. And now next we're getting a flat pattern. So this is how this happens. You're going to come down in 3 waves. You're going to go like that. Okay. You're going to go up in 3 waves, like this. And then you're going to come down in 5 waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. You're looking at this pattern. You see it. And you say, holy schmoly, this is a flat pattern. All right, the reason it is a flat is because it's a 3-3-5 pattern. Every time you spot this, you know it's a flat. Okay, it starts in 3 waves. The second wave B, it's in 3 waves. The next wave C, it's in 5 waves. It's the only pattern out there that structures like this. All right, if this is a wave A, this is a wave B on here. Okay, and then this is a wave C. What are the relationships between these 3 waves? All right. And this is very important because this is going to help you to identify what type of flat this is. On a regular flat pattern, which is this one, wave B, it's not going to pass the origin of wave A. Okay, this wave E stays below. It needs to retrace for a regular flat pattern. It needs to retrace at least 88.7%. So this move from these lows to these highs up here, it needs to be at least 88.7%. Give or take, I'll give it, in the futures, in the crypto markets, it could be a little tricky. Let's pass 80%, okay? Let's go, but no less than 80%. We're not going to accept that being a flat pattern. Then the C wave that comes down on here, usually, most of the times come to the end of this wave A. So the relationship between these 3 wave patterns is going to be almost 100%. This wave, with this wave, and with this one, they're almost always going to be equal in a regular flat pattern. Now here comes the other one. You have another one that starts from the lows, goes to the highs here. Okay, we start in 3 waves. We go down like that. We go up in 3 waves. And now we come back down in 5 waves. Okay? This is another flat pattern. This flat pattern, it's called a running flat. The way it's called a running flat, the reason it's called a running flat is because this wave B that's on here, this wave up here, B wave, runs higher than the wave A that you have right here. That's why it's called a running flat. It runs away from you. You come in 3 waves, you go up in 3 waves, you come down in 5 waves, and then you have a C wave, and then you go back up higher. All right? This is called a running flat. It's a very tricky one because it makes new highs, but then it sharply sells lower. The relationship between these waves is like this. This B wave, most of the time, travels 138% of distance traveled in this wave A. Okay? That's the height of this B wave. And you can put your fib multiples and you can find that out. This wave C can come anywhere it wants as long as it's in 5 waves. It can come 100%. It can come 78.6. It can come 618. It's called a running flat. All right, that's why we call this a running flat. Again, wave B travels above the origin of the wave A. All right, stay with me. The next one, which is the hardest of them all, the most notorious of the flat patterns, it's called an expanded flat. Okay, we come from these lows up here. All right, we come down in 3 waves, 1, 2, 3. We go up in 3 waves, 1, 2, 3. And now we sell off in 5 waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, this is your wave A. This is your wave B. And this is your wave C. All right, do you notice the difference? This is called an expanded flat. The reason it's called expanded is because it expands beyond its origins of the wave A. It goes back up higher here as a wave B. It comes down below the origin of the wave A in a C wave. So it screws everybody up. Make you think it's going to go to the moon. it sells off, and we're going to go down heavily with the elevator, okay? So it comes below this A wave, and then we go back up higher. All right, now let me show you a couple of examples. All right, so I'm taking a look at the chart of the stellar. Can you spot right here, can you spot the flat correction in here? I'll give you a couple of seconds. All right, so it's very interesting. It's right in front of us, and it's actually beautiful. We don't know yet if it's a second wave or a fourth wave, but it's definitely a flat correction, and this is how it looks like. Okay, it's the same chart, and I go back on it, and I look at it, and I say, wow, okay, this is wave 1 up, or wave 3 up, right? We don't know that yet because we haven't broken so much the upside just yet. But no matter what, even if it's a fourth wave or a second wave, this is a flat correction. And you can notice how we come down exactly how I've showed before in the drawings. Come down in 3 waves in here. I'm going to make this just a little bit smaller so we can kind of see the insides of the waves. So we come down in this wave A. You have an A, B, C. For a 3-wave move, you have an A, B, C for another 3-wave move to new highs above the origin of the wave A. And now we're selling off in 5 waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, notice how close we come to the end of the wave A. And notice how when we go up 138% multiple of this wave A in this wave B. So this is a beautiful running flat correction because this wave B goes above this wave A origin. All right, so what happens next? We don't know. But if you identify this, the moment that it happens, and you know that something that starts in 3 waves, it can be only a flat or a triangle, that prepares you for the next move. All right, because remember, I'm going to get into a different lesson about running triangles. This thing here could be something like this. It could be 1, 2, 3. It could be 1, 2, 3. It could be 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then another 1, 2, 3 on here. Okay, maybe I'm just a little off there, but the idea is this is a running triangle, and then you go break up higher. Right? So if you look at the section between this here, everything that happens up to this point, this is where the decision gets made, right there, in what you're going to do in your trade, right there. Okay, in that little last 3-wave pattern. Because if it starts with a 3-wave, it can be only a flat or a triangle. And if it's a flat, it's got to come down in 5 waves. If it comes in 3 waves, then you know it's going to be a triangle. All right, so back to our example back here, it comes down in 5 waves. It almost, it's confirming to us, it comes to the origin of to the end of the wave A, it confirms with us that this is more than likely going to be a flat. We're waiting for a reaction up in a wave 1, you get a 2 and an explosion in a 3rd wave. All right, and that's your flat. I'm going to show you one more, and I'm going to go down to ripple. And back here in July, in the beginning of July, between July 2nd and this July 5th, we also had another beautiful flat pattern on here. So we go up from these lows on here. Okay, you have a wave 1, and now you have a 3-wave. 1, 2, 3. You have another 1, 2, 3, and now you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, what type of flat is this? Wave down comes in 3 waves. You go up in 3 waves into the 138% multiple, but now you're coming below the origin of the wave A. So this is what's called an expanded flat. Usually when you have expanded flats, even on running flats, the following sequence is very aggressive. So if you learn to identify these flats, you're going to be in a much better position to make good profits into the market. Now you got to wait for confirmation. Always wait for confirmation. Do not trust the whole pattern until, or you can, depending on how aggressive you are as a trader, how much experience you have. But the idea here is you got to wait for a move up here and start to notice a little bit of an impulsive move from these lows to confirm you that you're not actually just continuing lower. Okay, because if this was, for example, check this out. If this was some kind of a WXY and you're going up here, okay, maybe this is just a simple WXY and then you're breaking lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, then this whole thing falls apart. All right, so pay attention, always look for confirmation. But this is the idea behind the flats. They are extremely powerful patterns. You can find them all over the market, and they're really, really great to trade if you learn to identify them. I even think this one, it's a flat right here in Ripple. Okay, this up here, because we climb pretty high. We almost, maybe this is 80%, 88.2%. So this is a three-wave down here. You have another three-wave up. And now you have some kind of an impulsive move down here for a flat. But this is just a simple ABC. This is for a W, okay? This is an X, and then this is a Y for another ABC or another, flat correction on here. Okay, I don't think this is, because you're not going that high. But anyway, you get my point. This is the idea. Where do flat corrections appear? They appear wherever you have corrective patterns. They appear in a wave 2. They appear in a wave 4. They appear in a wave B. They can appear as part of a wave W. They can appear as a part of a wave Y as well when you have complex corrections. So look for them, identify them, learn the Fib relationships between them, and you're going to be a much better trader for it, okay? If you like this content, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, give me some thumbs up, guys, and I'll see you on the next video. We'll see what the next one will be. Bye-bye.